Good morning, everyone. We're still dealing with some freezing rain and sleet in parts of Wisconsin early this morning, but temperatures are on the rise, so that's going to help limit any additional ice accumulation. In fact, take a look at 8 a.m. Already seeing temperatures above freezing in many locations, many in the mid to upper 30s already. But notice once you get north of La Crosse, north of Portage, north of Green Bay, the temperature's still below freezing. So this is the area where it's most likely we're going to see additional ice accumulation. But certainly already past the peak of the activity, because notice kind of a dry slot occurring where temperatures are still colder and below freezing. So it doesn't look like much more ice accumulation to go. And for some, it's already over because our temperatures are above freezing and they're only going to get warmer. So really just the best chance of rain in general for the morning commute in the northeastern part of the state. But let's walk through the day and talk about how we are definitely not done with the precipitation just yet. 11 a.m. Again, a lot dry and just seeing isolated activity, but a new round pushing in to the western part of the state. But for many with this round, we don't have to worry about freezing rain or sleet. It'll just be rain or maybe a little bit of snow mixing in because, again, look at temperatures where they're going to be above freezing. Still got to mention the chance for some freezing rain, Wausau, Chippewa Falls, up around the Rhineland area, but it could also be snow, a true wintry mix, but it's going to be freezing rain, sleet, and snow up there. But for a lot, especially southern Wisconsin, we are just talking about rain. I guess temperatures upper 30s or low 40s. Now let's take a look at 2 o'clock, and for places like Madison, Baraboo, Portage, this is probably the best chance of rain coming down. Notice how it's filling in other places as well, so looking like more during the afternoon today than even the morning hours. And notice that temperatures now above freezing in vast majority of the locations, but still got to mention the chance for perhaps some freezing rain, sleet, Rhineland or Wausau with snow mixing in a possibility as well. All right, so now let's talk about homebound commute time, and here's that dry slot showing up again, so not as much is going on during the late morning through the mid-afternoon hours. So starting to dry out, except the exception of the northern part of the state, but for many in central and southern Wisconsin, again, back to just the isolated rain showers or snow showers. And at this point, I do think we're done talking about freezing rain. I think it's just going to be rain or snow. Snow where those temperatures are in the mid to low 30s, but still rain where we have those temperatures in the upper 30s, low 40s. These are our high temperatures for today, with those low 40s in southern Wisconsin, as cool as 30 in Rhineland. Are going to be breezy in the northern part of the state. Chippewa Falls, Wausau, Green Bay, Rhinelander, gusts around 25 miles per hour. We'll just call it a light breeze in southern Wisconsin, though, with gusts around 15 miles per hour. Let's take a look at the early evening hours and notice how it's trying to fill back in, but still not too much. Still mainly isolated activity with snow to the north and still rain in southern Wisconsin. Now we're going to jump a whole bunch of time through the evening, overnight hours, all the way to 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. And by this point, it's mostly going to be snow. Maybe still a rain-snow mix from the Green Bay area, but for most of us, it is going to be snow showers. And we got to call it scattered light to moderate snow in the northern part of the state. Looks like mainly isolated light snow showers across southern Wisconsin for the morning commute tomorrow. 11 a.m., more of the same, isolated activity to the south, scattered activity to the north. And as we get into the afternoon, it's trying to see a few gaps develop in the north, but notice how it's starting to fill in the south. So during the afternoon tomorrow, it looks like the activity may start to transition and pick up more in the southern part of the state, while we'll see the activity gradually decrease in the northern part of the state. Winds pretty uniform across the state tomorrow and not much. We're just talking about at most winds 10, 15 miles per hour. I say gusts 15 miles per hour because that really is as strong as the winds are going to get. And high temperatures tomorrow, notice also more uniform across the state. Most northern parts say, yes, some low 30s, but a lot of us are going to be in the mid to upper 30s for highs. So yes, there will be, some of the snow will be melting as it's coming down, which is going to cut in on the snowfall totals a little bit. 7 o'clock in the evening, notice the trend of the gaps trying to develop in the northern side, trying to develop, but kind of filling in across the southern part of the state. But notice pretty even at this point across Wisconsin. I do think it's going to take all Wednesday night and probably not until Thursday afternoon before we get all the snow to come to an end. But let's just look at through Wednesday. for now. And let's talk about how much more freezing rain we have to go. Ice accumulation, notice we're not talking about much, and it's all north of Portage and Sheboygan. And most of us were probably only looking at 100, 200s, 300s, and 500s of an inch. There might be a sweet spot where we might see still up to 1/10 of an inch, somewhere between Portage and Wausau and Green Bay, but that would be the high end. Most of us were just talking about a few hundreds more inch to go. So still the possibility of having to scrape those windshields if you're a La Crosse and areas north. But for everyone south of that, it doesn't look like any more freezing rain to worry about. So we don't have much more to go. But now we got to talk about how much snow through Wednesday. And you can see that it's definitely more to the north and west. So in the eastern part of the state, look at Green Bay, Sheboygan, Kenosha. And we're only talking about dusting to maybe about 1/4 of an inch. There's another big section where we're talking about Janesville, Madison, Portage, 1/2 inch to an inch of snow. Notice that totals a little bit more as you go to the west. So you get around La Crosse, Winona. Now we're talking about 1 inch, 1.5 inches, and then Wausau 2.5 inches. But then look how things escalate very quickly. Chippewa Falls 4.5 inches is what we're looking like by the end of the day on Wednesday, and then Rhinelander, how about around 7 inches of snow? And worth noting, look over in Minneapolis, they're looking at about 10 inches by the end of the day Wednesday.